Day 3, departing Daegu at about 0708 in the morning. Got a good early start. 170, maybe 80 kilometers to Busan. I hope to get there by 9. So a quick early day. Wish me luck. Coming out of the city to get to the bike path, and it's pretty hellish. There's a lot of traffic. The side of the road's not good. I can't ride on the sidewalk because it's brick. So yeah, this is the worst part of the trip, but it's my fault because I chose to go into the city for the night. And I'm finally back on the river trail. That was really unpleasant driving through the city. And dangerous as well. Nobody's ever accused Korean traffic of being good, especially at rush hour. It's nice and peaceful out here. Nothing but bikes and birds chirping. I've got about 170 kilometers to go today, maybe more depending on how far down the trail I want to go once I hit Busan. Got a good early start. There's a lot of hills on the route today, so I'm going to try charging more frequently. Try to keep it between 40% and 100 or 80%. Rather than waiting till I get down to the bottom, because I've got a lot of hills. And I want to see how that works as compared to doing 2 full charges during the day, or maybe 3 or 4 small charges during the day. We'll see. Two kinds of bike paths in Korea. One is made out of concrete, like this one I'm on right now. You see it? And it's not very smooth. So pretty stressful on your legs. If I had something like a V11 with suspension, it would be much nicer, but on a non-suspension wheel with my high tire pressure, it's tiring, to say the least. This type of road is especially challenging at night. Day 2 I did 216 kilometers. The last, I don't know how many hours, from 7 p.m. to 11:30 when I arrived, was all at night. Super dark out. I had the light on the wheel and a headlamp, but still you can't see the road as well as you can in the daytime. You can't prepare for the bumps. So it takes a lot more energy to ride at night. And this is the other kind of bike path. Nice, smooth, paved asphalt. Super smooth. You can really pick up speed on this. Here I am at day 3, about the 56-kilometer point at Hapcheon Jangnyeonbo Saopso, one of the dams on the river with the control center here. And you know, a little rest area, some bathrooms. So I stopped here for lunch and a quick charge. I started at 37%, should take about an hour and a half up to 95%. And I'm just hanging out, having a little snack. There's some other bicyclists here. They're having a jjajangmyeon party. They ordered Chinese food and are eating lunch. Jjajangmyeon is Chinese food in Korea. So it's nice out here. There's one of the stamp centers where you can get your passbook stamped, showing you did the whole route. And there's the dam, which I'll be crossing here shortly. Usually I don't let bikes pass me, but today is an exception. Well, I thought they were going to pass me. I guess they couldn't do it on a hill. At this point, the trail goes off the river and goes up to a little village and over a small mountain pass, but it's pretty steep. My battery's at about 50%. We'll see how it handles it. Check this out. Look at these old machines. I have no idea what kind of machine that could have been. Pretty cool looking though. If anybody knows, leave a comment. Here we're coming up to that village, and then the mountain pass up behind it. This is like stepping back in time. Look at the wall on that building. That's old school construction. Mud and straw. I'm nearing the end of day 3. I'm about 45 kilometers away from my final destination in Busan, and I've got about 45% battery left. I wanted to do a little recap of the route and the lessons I've learned. I see no reason why I shouldn't make it at this point, unless I get a flat tire or the machine fails. In any case, day 1 was about 167 kilometers. I started at 8:50 in the morning and arrived at my destination at about 9:30. I think I charged for about 3 hours that day. I'll have to check. I'll put the stats down below. At the end of the day, I felt fine, really. My calves were a little bit sore, but nothing serious. It was a good ride, an easy day. Day 2, I started at 7:25 in the morning and didn't arrive at my destination until 12:30 p.m. I did 216 kilometers that day. That was a pretty rough day, especially riding at night after 7 o'clock when it got dark. Puts a lot of extra stress on your legs because you can't see the road as well. You can't anticipate the bumps. I wasn't supposed to go that far, but when I arrived in the city at 11:30 or 11:40, the last train, subway train, had already left. So I had to ride from there, the river route, the end of the river route, to my hotel. That was another 11 kilometers. So yeah, at the end of that day, I could definitely feel some pain in my legs, soreness in my calves, mostly in my calves, a little bit on my outer quads. But it was a good experience. Day 3 today, I anticipate about 170 kilometers total. Maybe 180, depends how far I go into the city. I did 2 charges today, 1.5 hour each. I went down to about 37% the first time, took it up to 97% in an hour and a half, and the second time went down to 40% and then took it up to about 96-7%. I was just doing a little test. The first day I would run the battery out down to 15%, and I just wanted to try something different this time. I don't think it really matters in the end. You get the number of kilometers equivalent to the number of hours of charging you put into it. So I don't think it really matters. Anyways, after day 2, my legs feel fine. They got used to the long distances on day 2, and now they're recovered and they're back to normal. I'm not sure I'm on the bike path anymore. The best mileage I got out of this was about 80 kilometers, and surprisingly, that was on a day where I went over the biggest mountain pass. I'll put the specs down below as to how big that pass was. When I ended up at the 80 kilometer mark that day, I was down to about 12% under load and 15 when I stopped. It's pretty impressive range out of my MSX 84 volts. The machine performed really well. I had no complaints with it. I would like to have a suspension machine for long trips like this, like the V11. In any case, the MSX performed really well. Had no issues with the tire, had no issues with it overheating, worked fine the whole time. Also, I was using the PIMS power aftermarket charger, 1 to 5 amp, and that performed flawlessly. After long periods of riding, my feet would go numb and I would sit down on the seat for about 5 minutes, maybe once an hour, and that was enough to relieve the numbness. Really proved to be beneficial. I can definitely see on a bigger machine with a better seat, like a Monster, that you could sit on it for longer periods and it would really be comfortable. But you know, where's the challenge in that, right? We do these things because they're hard, not because they're easy. The first day I tried to keep my speed between 20 and 25 kilometers an hour to maximize my battery. It was hard to go that slow, so day 2 I decided to keep it between 25 to 30, and I've been doing that ever since. I don't know if I noticed a big difference in the battery drain between, say, 25 average speed and 30. Peaceful. This is the entry point to the greater metropolitan area of Busan. Once I cross this bridge, I'm kind of officially in Busan.